Hey guys, it's Jon and Darren from ZonGuru, and today is an exciting day. Today is the day that we are releasing the niche rater on our Chrome extension. So Darren, what is that all about?
Well, I know that for me at least, product research can be very difficult, especially wading through all the data that you're presented with. And sometimes it can be unclear whether or not a niche is actually amazing or as amazing as you want it to be or think it is. So the niche rater will actually give the categories that you're searching for an actual score based on 4 different pieces of data.
Yeah, so we'll dive into a little bit of what that is right now. One other thing that I really want to talk about is not only are we giving you the score, but we are giving you a bunch of other really cool pieces of data that are pretty much not available on the marketplace right now. It's the latest and greatest data directly from Amazon, and this is really going to help you with your product research. So we can absolutely say that this is the most powerful product research tool that you will have available at your fingertips. So why don't we dive in and look at a few examples right now?
Let's do it.
All right, so we've just gone into Amazon right here and we've typed in baby hammock on Chrome. And if you click on the bottom, ZonGuru will pop up. The first thing that you can see is along the top is the actual niche score. This gives you a rating of 67%. So what does that actually mean? Well, we break it down for you. If you just roll over the niche score, it'll break it down into 4 distinct categories: buy demand, competition opportunity, investment sweet spot, and revenue potential. And we give a rating for each of those. Buy demand is the first one, and that is based on the actual exact monthly searches for that keyword on Amazon, as well as monthly sales. So based on a combination of those two, we'll give it a rating. Let's look at competition opportunity. Darren, maybe dive into that.
Competition opportunity is amazing because it'll tell you exactly how strong the competition is within that niche. So we're gonna take a look at each of the listings that appear, and we're gonna scan them and tell you how strong they are based on the number of photos that they have, their bullets, how well optimized the title is, and then also whether or not they have EBC within their listing as well. So it's really, really good to gauge whether or not you can come in and compete with these really heavy hitter sellers, or if there's a little bit of a sweet spot with kind of weaker sellers as well.
And just remember, the higher the competition score, the weaker the competition is, right? Because we want a high score, which means the competition is weak and we can get in there and actually beat them.
Yeah, and that's the case for all of these different categories as well. In a absolutely perfect category, which we have yet to find it, all of those different metrics will be at 100%. It's not always like that.
Let's talk about investment sweet spot.
Yeah.
So investment sweet spot is basically how much cash will you need upfront to be able to invest, buy the right amount of stock, put it on Amazon and compete with the guys on page 1. So we look around about an average budget of around 12 to 15,000 as being the absolute perfect sweet spot. Anything more than that or less than that, the score will go up or down. We feel that's the right amount for private label sellers like ourselves in terms of the amount to invest. So that'll give you a score sweet spot. So anything around that 12 to 15,000 is the perfect number. We have a few other metrics in there, but that's the key one that you should focus on.
Last but not least, we have revenue potential. Why don't you just dive into that real quick?
Yeah, so we've called it revenue potential, and it's actually the combination between how much profit you can make on a product and how much of that revenue you can actually get from the competition, and actually make sure you're making enough revenue so you have a really, really strong business. So those are the kind of things we look at with revenue potential, a very powerful metric.
Yeah, in addition to that, we also will be able to scan all the listings and see which ones are FBA, FBM, and sold by Amazon, and that's also factored into the revenue potential as well. So, as you can see, what we're doing is we're just taking all of the data that the Chrome extension naturally pulls in, and we're aggregating it all into a really easy to read and simple numbers so that you know right away whether or not this is something that you should take seriously or whether or not it's one that you might want to just go ahead and skip and move to the next product niche. And I think why don't we just go ahead and look at the Chrome extension with these new and improved updates and see what we find just poking around with these just simply random products. So first one we have here is the baby hammock. What are some insights that we can glean just at a glance here?
Okay, so obviously the first thing you want to look at is the niche score. And if you roll over the niche score, you're getting a buy demand of 67%. So that's pretty good. It means that there's people searching for this type of product. Competition opportunity is 50%. So it's strong, but it's not too strong. There's still opportunity you could potentially get in there. Investment sweet spot is 92%, which is great. So that means, hey, in terms of risk reward, this is a real good opportunity. And then finally, the potential on the revenue side, That's it's mid-range at around the 56% mark. But overall, you've got a 66% score. So this is an interesting opportunity. And really, the last question you need to ask yourself is, can I differentiate, right? And that's something you have to make the decision for yourself in terms of, can I make my product stand out from the rest of the competition on this page? So really strong around that. We have a couple of other data points along the top if you want to talk to some of those.
Yeah, I mean, clearly the most powerful new data point that we've added to the Chrome extension is the exact search volume. And we've already been asked this question a few times. Yes, this is data that is pulled directly from Amazon, so this is not an estimate. But now you can use keyword search volume within your product research, which is incredibly powerful. And as far as we know, we're the only Chrome extension that actually has integrated this. So amazing that you can now see how many exact searches for the keyword that you're looking for and you're researching for. So amazing there. We've also just had a new look and feel added to the averages up top. Obviously the monthly sales, the price, reviews, rating, monthly revenue, and launch budget, they've already been there, but this is just a new look and feel, which to us feels great. Now, additionally, over here, we can now show you exactly which listings have EBC, which for those of you that don't know, that's an enhanced brand content. So that's for brand registered sellers. They can basically beef up their listing and make it look really nice. So we'll show you at a glance which ones have EBC.
So for example, on that, if there's a lot that have EBC, you know that the competition is going to be really strong. So
absolutely,
this really calls it out for you.
Yeah. And what are these numbers here, the 1, 2, and 3, John?
So the 1, 2, and 3 actually will tell you which listings on that page get the most clicks for that keyword. So, it's an indicator that they are probably the strongest listings out there that people are most interested in. So when you're doing your research, go and click on those listings, look at their images, look at their copy, look at their price points. That'll really give you an understanding of what are the ones that customers are clicking most in terms of the ones they're interested in. So it's a really good insight for you.
Last but not least is the LS, listing score. Why don't you just kind of give us a little high level, like what makes a listing score high or low?
Yeah, so this is actually a phenomenal score. It kind of looks boring just with an LS over there, but it actually is really important. And the developers and our team have really spent a lot of time figuring this out. And what it gives you is a listing score out of 10 based on the strength of that listing. So again, is the keyword, the main keyword, in the title? Is it in the bullets? What kind of images do they have? Do they have all of the images? Do they have video? EBC factors into that. So it's all of these things that really help to understand how strong is the competition and how strong are those listings. So it factors into our competition score. Anything around around that, like 6 and up, is starting to be a really strong listing. So yeah, check that out for sure.
And then last but not least, we now have a little icon here that says AD for sponsored listings. It's just a little bit more clear because previously it was just grayed out, but now we make it very clear that those are advertised listings. Or you can also add products to Sales By with the little icon on the far right. From my perspective, it's kind of fun kind of geeking out about this stuff because our Chrome extension has always been good, but this is just like a totally new and improved, like a crazy amazing tool right now. So this is really sweet stuff.
We've also spent a lot of time looking at the niche score and comparing it to what we would actually score it manually. So we've gone to a bunch of sellers out there who are really successful at picking out the perfect niche, and we've asked them to manually score what they think this niche would be, and then we've compared it to our niche rater, and we're spot on all the time. So all of the years that we spent actually analyzing pages and getting feedback from ourselves, from Adam Hudson, from all of those guys, that's all gone into the thinking behind this algorithm. So it's really powerful, and we've tested it and it's spot on all the time. So definitely give it a try, and we'd love to hear a little bit more from you in terms of the feedback you get from the niches you look at. There's a couple more things I want to also bring up. This is pretty cool, for baby hammocks, for example. If I roll over one of these and I'm like, hey, you know what, this one actually doesn't look like it's part of the category, I can check it on the left-hand side and it will remove it from the niche score and from all of the averages. So, you can go here and you can uncheck all the EBCs or whatever you want, and your demand and everything will adjust. So this is really helpful when you're looking at, say, for a category that Amazon has maybe returned some products that aren't really part of the niche that you're looking at. You can actually check and remove them. And then finally, any of these figures up here, if you really want to understand what they're all about and you need a little bit more insight there, just roll over these and they will give you they'll just pop up and they'll just explain exactly what that is. And then on the niche score right here, if you go over to the question mark on the right-hand side and click that question mark, it'll take you to an FAQ page which will break down exactly how we work out all of the niche scores. So you have that information, because we want you to not only see the results from the niche score, but understand what it is actually looking at and have some guidelines. So we'll give you that all in the FAQs as well.
I think the last thing that we can touch on is just in case you were wondering and you've missed it, we still have the extract next page, the filters, and the CSV report option. You just need to click on the hamburger icon in the upper left, and then this question mark will also bring you to the FAQ page as well. But you can still use the filters and those other features that already existed by just clicking on that icon up there.
I'm excited about you guys testing this out. It is the most powerful product research tool available in the marketplace, as given feedback by successful Amazon sellers who have tried this product. So get your hands on it, try it out, and we're gonna go and do a little bit more research ourselves, because this has just come out for us as well, and we're excited about it.
Yeah, and guys, don't forget to ring those bells, like and subscribe to our YouTube, our Facebook pages. We have all sorts of amazing content that we're pushing out and that we're really prioritizing this. Let's go do some product research, man.
Yeah, cheers for now.